Warren, thank you for joining us again at Blue Notes.
My pleasure.
What are the three big things you think we should be looking out for in 2015?
The main one in this environment is geopolitical stability. There still is a lot of change going on in the world, particularly in relation to emerging economies and the softness in the advanced economies. Certain advanced economies have economic weakness, which is generating unemployment and youth unemployment and social stresses that can all at any time maybe show up in terms of some sort of political problems. And I think that's the real risk still to the world economy, is that we start to lose political stability and commitment to continuing to reform, operating as a global community, this sort of thing. So that's what I'd be watching as the number one. From a purely economic and financial point of view, the main challenge for the world, the main risk for the world, is if the US economy does not live up to expectations. Typically, I've watched financial markets, watched economies, and watched expectations in the past couple of decades, and when everyone thinks the same thing, when a strong consensus comes through, it's usually wrong. The US has defied that, and there's been a strong consensus about a US recovery for almost a year now, and it's been correct. We're getting to a point where the Fed may start raising rates, very much at odds with just about every other central bank in the world. So it's fully priced in. You can see it in terms of the US dollar. So if something happened in the US and their economy started to weaken, that would really pull, I think, the rug from under expectations for the world economy. So that's my X factor risk. For Australia, for New Zealand, for this region, it's China. They're making this transition. They've still got some pockets of financial distress, clearly. So far, they've managed that well. If there is some sort of problem in their economy that sees their economy slow much more quickly, their demand for commodities in particular, if that starts to fall. So far, prices of commodities have fallen, but we're still selling record amounts of iron ore and coal. If the actual volume started to fall and prices fell by more, that would be potentially really concerning for Australia in particular, but I think the region in general. So those are the three I'd be worried about. None of them are high likelihood scenarios, but they're not insignificant risks, and of course they're all very important. If those risks play out, I think they'll be profound in terms of the way they influence the Australian economy at the very least.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.